Hi folks, going to do a video today on goth food. Is there such a thing? Isn't there such a thing? I don't really know, to be honest. Different people would say different things. Some would say yes there is, no there isn't, the sort of isn't. Anyway, so I'm going to look at that, and from my point of view, but to be honest, I think people eat what they like and what the hell they like, to be honest. But I'm going to look at one or two bits. Start with, for me, this has got to be goth. If anybody says it isn't, I'm going to make them frickin' drink it. Carolina Reaper soup. It's even got the word Reaper. Yesterday, last video, some might remember that I accidentally tipped the bottle, made it a hell of a lot hotter, and I did say I like that, I might tip it deliberately. Well, I tipped it deliberately today, and I tipped it more deliberately than I was going to, so back to square one of what it's like. Well, it's hotter than when you don't deliberately do it. So do it by accident, don't deliberately do it, because it is a lot hotter. I don't care what any goth says, this is going on my goth food list. Reaper. So yeah, that for me is the boy. And then I think there's fun foods that we can just make fun of, like this is one of my favourite. I'm probably a beetroot vampire. I suck the juice of the beetroot, and I will put a picture up. But this is beetroot, apple and rhubarb juice, and if you put it in a glass it looks like this, like a glass of blood. I don't know what it's going to taste like after the Reaper, but here goes. I love this flipping stuff too. What's good about this, what's gothic about it, what's goth about it, is if you want to play the game vampires and everything, it is very blood like. So if you're sitting around in a room, want something cool and non-alcoholic and whatever, it does look the part. Then when you smell it, you can smell the beetroot, and you can smell that earthiness of the beetroot, and anybody that likes beetroot or doesn't like it will know that it's a very earthy vegetable. So when you taste it, it's got the apple and rhubarb, remember. It's got that fruity flavour, but then on top of that, it really comes in is that earthy taste, which does go with vampire, blood, earth, graves, whatever. So night time and you're sitting in semi-darkness and you want that atmosphere and you want everything, the smells and everything to match, go in. There's a good little drink to bring the taste in as well. Sucking gravestones. I didn't go to drink all that, but yeah. So that for me is sort of goth drink, because it pulls a lot of those darkly inclined aspects of it in, and if you're listening to the music as well, then it all ties in. It's really nice. Now I need one of these. Right, so I'm not going to go into a hell of a lot of what goth food is and isn't. It's up to the individual. People will like and dislike whatever they want. Some people love beetroot, some people are freaking want to throw up. So you can't make a definitive list of anything. People will or won't like it. But you can have fun. You can have fun with the food. That's what you eat. So I'm going to look at foods that are probably some of my favourites that I eat a lot of. Now, saying that, I think just about 100% of any food it's edible, I'll eat it. I'm easy going. Might be one or two things that I wouldn't be as keen on as I would those. But yeah, generally I will eat any food. So if I went to somebody's house and they're cooking, they wouldn't have to worry about whether I'm going to like it or not, because I will. So bottom line, I like anything really. Just one or two things that probably I don't like as much as others. Mother. So anyway, so getting back to food, goth wise, I think what I see a lot of time is using the dark colours, the black colours, the dark brown colours, red colours, things like that, and we sort of take that and go, yeah, that's sort of goth in it, that looks good on the plate. I'm going to put a couple of pictures up of meals that are made, or sets of food that are made, and they are black come darkish brown and everything, because there's not many jet black foods. So this is how I made 2 goth meals up, and this all come about, and you've either heard this or maybe you haven't. If you haven't, go and look it up. She's not particularly a goth, Christina Train, and she sang a track called Dark Black, and yeah, so go and have a look at that. It is pretty dark. She sort of looks the part, and it's all about really her feelings after somebody left her and left her in the bloody dark, I suppose. But it's bloody excellent because it uses black a lot in whatever's the video, even to black snow, which I'd love to see black snow. And she put on the table is all this food that is dark brown, blacks and everything, and that inspired me to do these 2 sets of food. So I will put them up. There you go, that's what I did. That gives you the sort of idea, and if you put those sort of foods together, the darks and the very dark purples, dark browns, blacks, everything, and you want company round or a friend round or whatever, and you want to put that out, it's going to look pretty much the part. Now, apart from those sort of things, and I do eat what we call in Britain black sausage, which is, for the want of better words, and to cut it down, it's primarily blood, chunks of fat, pearl barley. I'd say it's pearl barley, boiled, and that helps to bring it together, herbs, that sort of thing. And it's done into a sausage, and it looks black with white bits, and if you put it in the frying pan, it does stay black, but it also goes a very very, very dark red as it brings that colour out. So theoretically that's pretty goth, but there must be a few other things that I eat that you could fit into a nice goth party, but generally I eat what everybody else eats. Let's see what I eat. Anybody that watches my videos will know that I'm a chili freak. So yeah, chili comes into my diet, and hot chili. Now every day I will have at least, sometimes it might be 2 or 3, sometimes it's more, different chili products, from chili through chili type sweets, crisps, whatever, but I will have maybe 2, 3 more different types of chili products a day. I just flipping love it. So that is probably one of my very favourites. And then I have the typical British food, fish and chips. I don't care whether you're goth, not goth, or whether it makes you very goth, or whether it makes you not bloody goth at all. I'm going to eat my bloody fish and chips. It's a British thing, and if you're a British goth, eat your freaking fish and chips. I'm not going to go into them all because, like I said, I like flipping everything, but it was just really to look at, is the goth food. Now if you want to do a video on this goth food, and put your sixpenneth in as to what you think is goth food, or what you know is goth food, or what people use for parties and get-togethers and whatever as a goth food. And I'd hazard a guess it doesn't necessarily have to be black. But if you've got a different opinion and you do that, then do a video on it and let us know, because I think it'd be good for people to find out what goths getting together actually do partake of. And it's probably everything from the mundane and boring through the everyday meal to something that they'll do just for a bit of fun that fits into that sort of bracket. So yeah, I'm not going to go on with this one. Before I go, talk about chili, different bits I have every day. Today, after this sometime, I'm going to be making chicken with rice and 3 different types of chili, so it is pretty hot. And I bought a couple of them, but got a feeling I'm going to try this flipping later. I wanted to get mackerel because I want to start eating more oily fish. Mackerel's oily fish, it's good for you. If you want to do a video on this, have a go. I'd love to see them. Now, before I go though, I know I was going, but just that this is funny. Not these little tins. You get the big tins, you buy the round and tall. You get the small ones with smaller products in. And in the UK especially, you can get big tins of pilchards, big tins of mackerel in tomato sauce and that. Pilchards, mackerel, sardines. And I think it was pilchards. I went into B&M, I think it was a few years back. They had the little tins of pilchards. Thought, wow, I'll get some little ones, because rather than a big one you got to eat the bloody lot, you can just make a few sandwiches of each one. So I bought a couple. One evening thought, I'll make a sandwich. bit into the sandwich. I thought, what the frickin' hell's this? I thought, somebody's put something in this flipping can of pilchards. You know how sometimes people do weird things. And I go spitting it out. I threw the bloody tin with all the rest in the bin and everything. And then I thought, I'll have a look at the frickin' tin, see what. I looked at the tin, pilchards in a tomato chili sauce. I'd never come across it before. Bit the sandwich. Oh, what the bloody hell was in here? This is chemical. Threw it all in the bin. Thought you might find that a bit funny. If you didn't, bloody tough. I'm going to drink this now, which I nearly freaking dropped, and catch you later. And like I said, if you want to do one, let us know what you look on as Goth food. Catch you later.